I'm Blaze, and my escort is number 59, Hunter. I think my most memorable memory of high school has to be freshman year, the first day of school, when I was in my 5th hour class, and I definitely choked on a beef finger in front of everybody, and no one helped me. Out of all the dress-up days we had, I think my favorite has to be the day that we did hippie clothes, because I definitely had a lot to deck myself out in. I think one thing that I want to do before I leave Brain High is win at least a place first, second, or third in the dance competition for our annual Beta Club convention. The class I have to recommend the most probably would be Ms. Romero's art class. My future plans are to attend UL and get my bachelor's degree in education so I can become a librarian. I think if I had to choose a lunch, I'd have to pick B lunch just because I like having to get all my work done for my first 4 classes before I eat, to where I only have 3 left at the end of the day. This is a hard question. I think if I had to choose between a 4 or 5 day week, I would definitely go with 5 days just because I like to have the extra time to work on my schoolwork and not have to do as much in one day. I don't really have a favorite supper because I don't really eat the snacks after school. If I had to pick a favorite teacher, I'd have to pick Miss Taylor. She's definitely the one I feel the most comfortable with. My favorite go-to pose, probably just like...
Hi, my name's Lindsay. My escort is James and his number is 43. My most memorable moment of high school would probably be my first ever pep rally, just because it was really fun. I got to experience it for the first time as a cheerleader, and I just really loved it. So my favorite dress-up day would have to be the beach day, just because I always get to wear a Hawaiian shirt and a lei, and it's just so fun to do that. One thing I want to do before I leave Rain High is participate in the drama club school play, which I'm super excited about that I actually get to do that. So a class that I would recommend to the underclassmen is Ms. Bute's Rain Alive class, because it's really fun. You get to go around videoing people during a lunch, doing things for Rain Alive, and it's just super fun. My future plans are to attend UL at Lafayette, and I haven't chosen my major yet, so we'll see what happens with that. I much rather B lunch because it's later in the day, so I'm not eating at like 10:30 in the morning, so I'm a lot more hungry during B lunch than I would be during A lunch, and it's just, I prefer it like that. So I prefer the 5-day school week because for the 4-day week, the days are so much longer, and like by the time I get home, I'm just really tired. So I think I just preferred the 5 days since I wasn't at school for so long. My favorite supper is the nachos because the salsa is really good and I like the chips, and it comes with sunflower seeds. So my favorite teacher is Ms. Richard because I had her for US history my sophomore year, and that's my favorite subject, and it was just a really interesting class and I loved it. So my go-to pose for pictures is a peace sign because I never know what to do with my hands.
My name's Callie, and my escort is number 12, Will. My most memorable memory in high school was when the ag department had rabbits, and I named one of them Petunia, and I got to carry her around all year. My favorite dress-up day was the pink out because that's my favorite color, and I just like wearing pink. Something I want to do before I leave is branch out and meet new people because I like to spread kindness and positivity. A class I'd recommend to underclassmen is definitely ag because it teaches you things that you can use later in life, like trade skills, and because the teachers are fun and the curriculum's fun. My future plans are to attend McNeese University in order to pursue nursing. I prefer A lunch because that's the lunch I'm in and we get to eat first, and also I'm in it with my friends and we have really funny conversations. I prefer the 4-day week because it's unique and we're the first class to ever do this, and we also have more time to ourselves to kind of like study and use the extra day to kind of like relax. My favorite supper would have to be the nacho one because it's just good, and applesauce, which it doesn't come with the nacho one, but it should. My favorite teacher, I can't really decide, so it's Ms. Barr and Mr. Dupre because Ms. Barr is just an OG and has always just been there for me, and Mr. Dupre, I'm his student aide and he's like really, really sweet to me.
Hey, my name is Chloe. My escorts are Christian, number 8, and Joseph, number 20. My favorite high school memory would be riding with Mr. Staley to dairy cattle practices when he would sing Frozen and Tangled songs with us the whole ride there and play the LSU pregame video 1,000 times. My favorite dress-up day was my sophomore year when it was dynamic duo and I dressed up like Mike Wazowski. One thing I want to do before I graduate from Rain High is train the dairy team this year and let them win state so that we can compete at nationals. A class I would recommend to underclassmen would be art because Ms. Romero is so sweet and her class is so fun. After high school, I would like to attend a college and become a labor and delivery nurse to deliver babies. Personally, I prefer A lunch because I'm starving before Miss Dupuis class, but I have B lunch and I have to wait a whole hour. I prefer a 4-day week because I feel like it's another Saturday, but
Most of the time, I'm just still at school for volleyball or dairy cattle practice. My favorite supper would probably be nothing because I never get it because everyone tramples over each other to get the little brown bags before going to 7th hour. My favorite teacher is Miss Annalee because she's my dog. My go-to pose is...
Hi, I'm Ani and my escort is Ethan, number 9. Probably the lockdown where we were outside for 3 hours in the heat and we only got fed 2 Pop-Tarts. Probably the old people versus baby because my boyfriend dressed up and he looked goofy. He looked goofy as a baby. Definitely another lip dub because I thought that was really fun. Definitely art because even if you don't like drawing like I love Miss Romero, like my favorite teacher in the whole world. Whenever I graduate, I want to go to LSUE and study being a rad tech and then eventually go into ultrasound tech. Definitely A because all my friends are an A, so I don't eat now. Or because I like the longer weekends, I just don't like waking up early. Literally only the corn dogs, that's all I eat. Probably Miss Romero, the art teacher, and then Miss Barra.
Hi, my name is Annalee and my escort is Jace, number 67. My favorite memory is when I got bit by a rat my freshman year in ag. And yeah, I told Mr. Fano that I thought it was a rabbit, but I knew it was a rat. My favorite dress-up day is like tropical beach day just because it's fun. Something I want to do before I leave is definitely make it to state for volleyball or go to beta convention. A class I'd recommend is definitely to take dual enrollment classes because you can like get ahead and get college credits. I plan to go to McNeese for nursing and then eventually go back for a nurse practitioner. I definitely prefer A-lunch because you get to eat first and I'm always hungry. I definitely prefer a 4-day week because you get to only have 4 days to go to school and you get a 3-day weekend every week. I wouldn't call it a supper, but I mean, I definitely eat the apples and bananas, that's all. My favorite teacher is definitely Miss Annalee because she just has a cool vibe about her and I love her.
My name's Emily and my escorts are Trail number 3 and Blaze number 10. My sophomore year for softball when we hosted the first round playoffs at home and went to the second round in 8 years, like the first time in 8 years. My favorite dress up day is pink out because that's my favorite color. One thing I want to do is go to the Cajun Dome for volleyball. One class I would recommend would be sports medicine just because it's interesting. My future plans are to go to Louisiana Christian University to play softball and study social working so I can work with the foster. A-lunch because big girl needs to eat and I can't wait for B-lunch. I prefer 4-day week because with Mondays off it gives us more time to work for volleyball. My favorite supper would be the nachos, but just the chips, like not the salsa. Our teacher's Coach T because we're besties and she always gives me life lessons.
My name is Ella. My escort is Callie, number 13. My most memorable moment of high school would be opening night of Gatsby. My favorite dress-up day was last year, Mathlete versus Athlete, because I got to dress up as a nerd. I do the play Little Women with the Drama Club, which y'all should definitely go watch April 26th and April 28th. I would definitely recommend Drama Club because it's just a great experience. There's a lot of different opportunities. You could be a crew or on stage, or you could do hair and makeup. It's just a great experience and they're great people. I plan to go to UL to major in secondary education and minor in theater. Definitely A-lunch because you get to eat first. I think I prefer a 4-day week because it's nice having the Monday off. I loved the yogurt and graham crackers that they gave us the other day. Miss Lejeanne because she creates just a very safe learning environment and she's just very kind to her students, which I think is a very important quality in a teacher. And Miss Romero because she's just the sweetest human being ever. I like to do hands on hips and all my friends say I do like a head tilt.
My name is Kennedy. My escort is Dylan Judice, number 7. My most memorable moment is us making it to second round my sophomore year because it was the first time we actually went to the playoffs since I've been here. My favorite dress-up day was baby day last year during homecoming week. I just like to be like a baby. Something I want to do is at least make it to the 3rd round of basketball. Athletic PE because you should just join sports. It makes school pass by faster. My future plans are to attend UL or McNeese to get my license in chiropractic. I prefer B-lunch because it gives me more time to study for my math test that I'll be having the next hour. I would like to go back to the 5-day week because just getting out of school later is just terrible for me. My favorite snack is when we have those little seeds so I can just pour it in my hand instead of, instead of them little sandwiches that be just so cold and dry and brittle and it's just terrible. Okay, for one is my coach, and 2 is Ms. Dupuy because she helps me in math because I really struggle in math. My favorite person poses.
My name is Jessie and my escort is Connor, number 61. My most memorable moment at high school is cheering at home football games. My favorite dress up day is purple and gold on Friday. Something I want to do before I leave is go to Beta Convention because I've never been before. I would recommend doing cheer because it's really fun and you can be involved in a lot of the school spirit and you can also meet Jew. Plans are to attend UL and I have an undecided major. A lunch because I'm always hungry and I can eat my food sooner. I prefer a 4-day week because I have more time to do things. I don't really have a favorite supper, I just like to eat the bananas. Miss Balra and Miss Ansalee because they're really fun.